Chamber This Morning, presented by the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning and welcome to Chamber This Morning from the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Lesley Webster in for today's program. Lesley, always a lot of activities going on, and there are 2 walks that are going to take place tomorrow morning.
That's right. Tomorrow morning, you have a great opportunity to participate in either, I believe the Alzheimer's walk starts first. So go do that walk. They're meeting at Nelson Court Field. And then from there, just go over to the band shell and you walk and roll.
So a big day down on our riverfront. I know for the Alzheimer's, they're going to start at 8 o'clock. There's going to be vendors that'll be there. Mm-hmm. Then the ceremony at 9, and then they will do their walk. Now the MS, you know a little bit more about that one. That's at the band shell?
That's at the band shell. They have 4 different bands playing. The music starts at 9:30, and then the walk is going to start at 10:30. And I know there are 2 different prizes, whether you want a T-shirt or not. But go and be part of that and support a great cause.
And you're telling me you have a good friend.
Right. My really good friend Lori has MS. So I was hoping to be here with her tomorrow. I'm instead representing Visit Clinton at an air show all day. So I will not be at either of these events. But I'm excited for her to be able to be part of it. And she's got some friends coming up with her.
Looks like it's going to be a nice day. It's going to start out sunshine. Could get a little bit warm. But if they go early, it should be okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's right.
You don't want it to be too hot.
And then after you've been walking around all day, if you want to keep doing something good for your community, go to the auction for the Sawmill Museum because they have their charity fundraiser auction tomorrow night at Rastrelli's.
Yeah, Mike Rastrelli was talking a little bit about that. He does a program every other Friday morning. And I was in at the Sawmill. They're getting ready for their 10th anniversary. Talk a little bit about how the Sawmill Museum draws people into our community.
Right. So, of course, it's one of our great attractions. And not only is it a really fun place to go, I took my mom, she was here, and she just kind of wandered around and she loved it. Raved about it on her Facebook, talked about how everybody should go. So it's fun. There are a lot of things for different ages. But in addition to that, Matt Parps, who is the director of the Sawmill, is such a big part of this community and such a big cheerleader really for Clinton and this region. And so he's always telling people, I mean, he just strikes up a conversation and then I'll say, oh, well, you should go to such and such a restaurant, or you should go try this thing. And so I really appreciate that because as the tourism director, he's definitely doing my job for me a lot. So.
Yeah, Matt does a tremendous job down there. He came on board, I think, a year or so after the Sawmill Museum opened up again, now celebrating its 10th year. He's a bit of a historian. He loves being a museum director.
Mm-hmm. It's a perfect fit for him. That's where he should be.
That is it, exactly. Now, you talked about you're going to be at an air show, and you were in Des Moines, you were telling me, for the State Fair. Talk a little bit about that. What do you all do when you go to things like this?
So when we were at the State Fair, we were part of the Lincoln Highways booth, Scenic Highways. And so there were a lot, I think there's 8 or I should know this, I'm sure. I think there's actually 14 scenic byways in the state. And so we have different representatives showed up each day, signed up to work it. But it was great because we were able to put out our Clinton materials out front and meet and talk to people and things like that. So then the one tomorrow is the Northwest Illinois Air Show. It's in Freeport, which is about an hour and a half away from here, which is perfectly where I like to target my marketing because we want to target it to people that are a little bit farther away and get them to come here. So a friend of mine is helping organize that. His name's Brian. We used to work together years ago in DeKalb, and he reached out and said, I'm helping organize this air show. Would you be interested in sponsoring? And I said, sure, it's a great deal for sponsorship. And he said, well, you can have a booth too. And I said, great, I'm there.
So now when you set up a booth, what are some of the things that you bring along with you, Lesley?
Well, of course, I'll do the visitor's guides, which we now have the regional visitor guide because we did that collaboration with the Clinton Herald. So I'll take those visitor guides and then whatever else, whatever else I have sitting around and have the most of. So I have a lot of Sawmill Museum flyers. I'll have those. I have a lot for the George Curtis Mansion, anything that I have a lot of, which is actually a really good point. If you are an attraction or even a shop here in town and you have brochures, flyers, get them to me. I will come and pick them up from you, but we can put them in the visitor's kiosk and then I can take them to things like this.
So now, when you were like in the middle of the state at the state fair, what were some of the things people were asking about Clinton, Iowa?
We got a lot of questions about did we have trails to go either walking, hiking, bike riding, or off-roading. So lots of questions about that. I think that people do recognize that we have a lot to offer in terms of outdoor stuff. And so that was a lot of it centered around that and what activities do we have on the river and things like that.
Do you have many more of these coming up, or?
Right now, I think this is the last one that I'm signed up to do a booth for. But as those things present themselves, I like to be part of that. And like I said, especially if you know of something that's in kind of our target market. So tourism, of course, the CVB makes its money by having people in hotels. And that's our job, is to get people here, get them to spend the night, get them to spend their money here in town. So if you know somebody that's 2-3 hours away that's having things like this, that's the stuff I love to participate in, because we want to get them here to Clinton to experience it and come be part of it.
Again, visiting with Lesley Webster at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Got a couple of minutes left in the program, kind of transitioning from summer toward fall. So how are things looking for the fall?
Looking good. We are busy. We have a lot to do. Also, I need to mention this Sunday is the Clinton County Walk of Fame. So the induction ceremony at Eagle Point. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But there are so many things going on. This is class reunion season. Class of 66 was, I think, last weekend. Class of 80, I believe, is this weekend, and class of 70 the weekend after. So it's definitely reunion season. That's another great thing I can help you with. Come to me, let me know. And if nothing else, I'll put a sign up on the showboat sign that says, welcome, class of 1980. But I'd love to be part of that. So lots of things, events coming up. Of course, in October, we have Bacon and Brew Fest and the Fulton Fall Fest are both on October 2nd. So that's a good weekend to be here. And then as we get into a little bit less busy season, this is kind of where we start strategic planning. So I've had meetings in the last 2 weeks. One is for a Mardi Gras event that's coming in February, and another for a Jeep event ride or whatever coming next summer. So those have been fun to start planning those.
Yeah, I would imagine so, because you haven't been here quite a year, right?
Right, just in January.
Okay, so it'll be your first really strategic to get ready for the next year. So it should be interesting and fun for you.
Right. The beginning was a little bit less busy, but for me, it was all about getting my feet under me at that point. So now that I've been through a lot of the events and have an idea of things that are coming up, I'm looking forward to really doing all that strategic planning. That's the kind of stuff I really like. So that'll be fun for me this fall.
Well, you made it through RAGBRAI, so it's going to be
Everything
clear
else is
sailing.
easy.
There you go.
Yes.
People want to find out more information. How can they best do that, Lesley?
So check out social media. That's the best way. Visit Clinton, Iowa, or visit ClintonIowa.com. You can also stay up to date with Fulton, Illinois stuff with Visit Fulton, Illinois on Facebook.
All right, very good. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.